call it. That's what they used to pave the streets with.
Henry Street has the old... What is it have? It's got
Alton Street?
That's too awesome.
No, I say there's Alton Street. Who would think I'd be driving on like cobblestone or bricks in Alton in October? But the leaves need to change to give it the whole effect, you know?
Far away.
Give it that creepy look. Bare trees.
That's a nice old house.
Oh yeah, there's some old houses, some mansions around here too.
It's too awesome.
They need a store. My thirst needs to be quenched.
You have to go to the bottom of the hill to find a store, I think.
Gotta go somewhere.
How'd you like that paint job? Wow, that's how you gotta do your truck. Black
Yeah,
with,
expensive.
black with the pink grill.
Yeah. Mine's gonna be all black to match my tint. I got dark tinting. Keep out the sun out of my eyes. Yep. There's a church here too.
Turn right onto Henry Street.
Oh, this must be the main road out
Right
here.
on Henry Street.
Alrighty.
Look at the stained glass windows in that thing.
Oh yeah. It's nice. It's a nice architecture.
In 800 feet, turn left onto East 5th Street.
This is downtown.
There's another old church here.
Yep. Oh, I love the old buildings out here. That's the river up ahead. Holy shit, that is the river. It's up ahead.
Turn left onto East 5th Street.
Left on the East 5th.
Yep.
You gotta find places to get food and drink.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where you're
Continue
going
on
now.
East 5th Street
You're
for
going
a
to
half
that
mile.
cemetery, but
Well, I was going to go down the hill for the cemetery. The closer, the better. Because this is more downtown.
To East 5th
Oh.
No,
Street.
he's not pushing on the gas.
Like that. I'm pushing on the gas. And I like these brick
I thought it was
streets.
that
See,
weak.
look, the cars go left too. Where do I go? What do I do?
It's one way.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go to the right. I'm gonna go to the right, that way I'm legal. There we go, now I'm
well,
legal.
you're leaving
Oh,
the
this
way,
is
I
5th
guess.
Street. 5th Street's
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
See? I got us there. We're just going right to the
You
cemetery.
knew what you were doing anyway, even if you didn't know.
Exactly. Look at that. Those are gravestones.
Yeah, that's the cemetery.
I know. I'm glad to see it.
The gate's down there.
There's a mausoleum right there. See the mausoleum?
That's what I'm saying. The gate's down there.
All right.
You have arrived.
Gate's here too.
Walk up, I think.
There's a gate on both sides. That's the same cat that was at the McPike
No,
Mansion.
it's not the same cat.
That is.
Dude,
No, it's not. That cat had a
Look.
white tip on its tail.
it's the same fucking
It's
cat.
not the same cat.
Okay, that's his twin brother. Or twin, that's his twin, that's her twin sister, alright? The evil twin that hangs out at the cemetery.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so what I gotta do is we can park there or the other end, it doesn't matter, right?
You just gotta turn around.
Nissan. Oh, there's the river, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. This is a big cemetery. Holy fucking, wow.
I ain't walking all the way around the hills.
Wow. This is a nice little place.
See a cemetery with grass. Out there you don't
Yes.
have very many cemeteries with grass, do you?
What's wrong with grass?
Nothing, I'm just saying. Out there,
Oh, yeah.
it's like all in sand or dirt. Or,
Out in Nevada, a lot of them are dirt. But we're on the border of two types of terrain, so there's a lot of
I guess
forest.
you can park here and walk up here, or I guess you can. I don't see anything that says no parking.
Oh, you can park right here. Yeah, we can park right here.
I'm just saying.
It's a bluff that overlooks the river. It's a nice cemetery. So there's the river right there. Nice.
You know, Jared, people,
And we're dying to get in. Just probably dying to get out too. After climbing those hills, you'll be dying to get out.
Yeah.
You won't be dying to get in.
yep, she's taking their side seers too.
Yep. They're taking pics. There's a lot of tales about this place. Ghostly tales and legends, and there's crypts and statues. I can't wait to go here. I'm almost so excited I wet myself.
I am too, but it's from
Get out.
cat,
Hey.
cat on a cobblestone street.
The fucking, how could this cat be at two places at the same time? I just left the McPike Mansion like 3 miles away, and there's the cat, dude. Look, it's the same cat, dude. Holy shit.
It is not the same.
It is Halloween. Strange shit's going on. I don't want to run her over to her.
Give me a tripod, bro. 3,
Where's Tammy has the tripod?
1.
It's in the back.
Okay, can't do it.
Seriously, dude? Don't be a lazy teenager. Be proactive. I was when I was your age. Wasn't lazy as a teenager, that's for sure.
They got it decorated nice. don't
Looks like they're renovating. Yeah, it's nice. There's a lot of houses in Alton like this. A very nice historic town.
Dad, this is the same cat.
On a brick road.
they? Though.
How do we run in the same cat from the McPike Mansion to
It's
here?
not the same cat.
How come it looks the same, acts the same, makes the
There's
same meow?
obviously a male around here.
Something's going on.
That's populated.
That was like, we're like 3 miles from there, 2 miles away.
You see under the
We
neck
just left
how
the,
it's white
yeah,
right there?
yes.
The other one, the end of its tail, that much of its tail was that color.
Oh, so the cat's just reproducing in the whole area. All right,
Pretty much.
got it, got it.
Pretty much.
Fucking like rabbits, fucking like rabbits.
Hey.
It's so true.
I'm sorry.
I would imagine that.
Oh, Mrs. Boss over here says that we need to watch him out.
Cost you a lot of money.
Dad, you know how she says we need to watch him out? Dude, she's always cussing.
She cusses.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're just acting like a goody two shoes kid, your dad.
I gotta get something. Crazy shit. Okay, the Alton National Cemetery is believed to have been erected around 1812. At least the cemetery register states that the first burial took place here that year, but later on it was declared a cemetery in 1835. It's the third oldest cemetery in the state of Illinois. We're going to talk about this place extensively since it's in Alton. Look up at what? Vulture? On the what? Oh. Fuck, man. This cat's following us.
See the vulture?
Yeah. A vulture. GPS box in the bag. It could be in the black bag or my camel bag. I think it's in the black bag. He's walking around, enjoying it.
The camera died.
Hey, I get a nice family pic right here. It's kind of tall. I may have to cut it off
I
a
need
little.
a friend, Dad. Uh-huh. Yeah. I have a butterfly. No, no.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Way off. It says, I was reading here, that many of the crypts are broken open on the hillside, and the remains of the occupants are gone because people were grave robbing all the crypts. So there's a bunch of crypts on the hill that are all broken open. This is a nice cemetery. I do want to spend some time here. So your father may have to sit it out if he gets tired.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you would have been over there, you see there's a road.
Oh, yeah. Well, I need to do it. I need to go here first, and then we can go take the road. Like this section here and down, and then the other half is on the other, where the road is. So, but I go ahead, folks, and I'll film a little bit. I'll film a little bit while we're here. This is a good spot to get a family pic, too.
Yes, they're popular in Alton.
It goes on the ground and the kitten's down there.
The Canton?
Yeah. Look. See?
That's not a... Is that a woodchuck hole? What is that? Big ass hole behind you guys.
Oh, Dad, you like my picture?
Hold on. See the hole?
You like it?
It's waiting for whatever to come out so I can grab it.
See, I don't recognize any of the names here.
Oh, by the way, guys, that memorial is the Elijah P. Lovejoy Memorial. Yeah. A murdered abolitionist. Yeah.
Kitten! Come on, kids. Come on, chop, chop. Yeah, this thing's too awesome.
So the crypts on the hill, people stole the bodies. The bodies were stolen.
Out of here.
No, the crypts. We'll see them later.
Those are famous names.
But those aren't crypts.
Those are wealthy people.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Clint.
Olin is a brass works. Remember where I showed you the
Yeah.
where they made the bullet casing?
Right, right. I remember that.
Olin is
Olin, yep.
right?
Yep. 1951. Say
1860.
Yeah. Lived a while.
You get your feet and stuff back there.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Alton's a city, folks, on the Mississippi River, located here in Madison County, about 15 miles north of St. Louis. Even though it seems so close, it also seems so far when you think about how peaceful Alton really is. It's a bustling little city, but it's also historic. And these historic gems are often tucked away, and people don't.
There's a spider web right here. Is that a spider in it?
Yes, it is.
Get a close up from it. Stick your finger in there. He's looking for some meat.
Oh!
The web's on me. That's even better.
That is one fat spider. And he's probably really pissed. He works all night long to build that web.
I see the froggy, Dad. Just gonna put my finger in there. Dad, you ready for this? Come on, froggy.
Dude, I'm being foul again. Another cat that looks the same.
Yeah, I know. Dude, this is the female version and the male at the house.
Right. Some of the graves here are vandalized. But this is a really historic cemetery. You can even see the river through the trees. Right there's the Mississippi. In 2010, 30,000 people. The population here is about 27,800 people. However, this town had played a role in the American Civil War, as it was the hometown of jazz musician Miles Davis and Robert Wallow, the tallest person in history. You can actually see the statue out here and stand next to it. It was the site of the last Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas debate in October of 1858. The former state penitentiary was also here, and the former state penitentiary here was used during the Civil War to hold 12,000 Confederate prisoners of war. So it is a historically valuable site. There's also vultures here, guys. Don't forget, there's vultures. Looking for something to eat, like me, for example. I'm going to take this road, guys, but we can stop at... Oh man, that's a nice little thing.
The heart.
The Native Americans for thousands of years had settled this area. Of course, that was when the Spanish had came to this area. When the European Americans and the Spaniards came through here, they had noted occupations of Native Americans that lived on these bluffs. Some of their burial mounds, like Cahokia, still exist today and nearby in the region. By the Lenni-Wek tribe. But this was noted by the European Americans when they started settling the area, doing some mining and so forth. There was remnants of Native American sites, and this cemetery was possibly built on one. So supposedly there was a Confederate prison here in the Civil War times. In the cemetery, they had 12,000 Confederate prisoners in the war.
Well, where we drove by before, there was a military
Yeah.
headstone.
There is a Civil War section. The old penitentiary, that's why it's a good area. There's a lot of ghost stories. I have a few that I noted, but...
I think they had a job mowing this shit.
Right?
Mowing it?
Stand around the headstone.
Stand up here and just,
Go down
there
and
you
down.
go.
Or an inner. Wow, Mary, John. It's the entire monument for the Hayner family. It's beautiful. It really is. It's an amazing monument. Getting some readings. Just going higher and higher as I go towards this monument. Ah, my papers. Always losing my papers. Papers don't give off EMF. Elijah Parrish, Lovejoy. Interesting. Minister of the Gospel, moderator of the Alton Presbytery. If the laws of my country fail to protect me, I appeal to God. Add with him, I cheerfully rest my cause. I can die at my post, but I cannot desert it. That cat's back. Elijah P. Lovejoy, Freedom's Martyr. It's pretty interesting. If you can think of any historical figure that did great things in Alton, it was Lovejoy. Hence the size of this monolithic monument. Obviously, a trumpet angel on top. Got a couple bronze eagles. I mean, look at the lions on the pedestals. Engraved. Lions embedded. The lions infused with this giant, what I call bird bath, chalice, growl, like statue. This is an Abraham Lincoln. Dude, you're gonna knock the nuts off your body if you keep going down that. The nuts are gonna fall right off you. Don't do that again.
Are you ready?
Yeah. You want to be ballless, Lou? There you go. It's called friction. Deal with it. And gravity. Which means the loss of not having to have any kids anymore.
Dad, I think I ripped the hole up bigger. It's all ripped.
You rip your crotch. You can no longer have kids. Dude, I hope you brought more. I hope you put more pants, boy, in your suitcase. This has been the funniest trip ever, man. All the funny things have been happening on this trip. I should be filming with security at the airport. This is like Lord Rick's National Lampoons vacation. Here we are standing at the Lovejoy Monument. He's ripping his pants. The father-in-law is all holding on tight as I'm going down some little dirt road here in Illinois. Oh, it's been a crazy trip. Everybody was like having a heart attack because I was taking the rental off-road, and here we are. We were hiking around the McPike Mansion, seeing this cat, and now we're seeing a second cat running around that looks similar to the other one 3 miles away. I mean, they almost look identical, but the tail and the chest is just a different shade. Same breed of cat, same species, colors, fur, and I've been filming it on and off. It's just following us around the cemetery. What is that?
What?
There's whistling in the cemetery. Now I do. Sorry I was interrupted, but I heard some whistling and I had to shut off the camera real quick. Sorry folks, the camera disconnected. Sometimes it's the battery I have to change out, but I started to hear this whispering and now it's gone. Up back here behind the Watson tombstone. It's just carrying a tune, but there's nobody here but us, standing at the Lovejoy Monument. I mean, this is such an amazing area. But the monument, this is such an amazing monument. Erected by the state of Illinois and citizens of Alton in 1896 and 97. But this is about a murdered abolitionist on November 1897. And of course it's a little bit hard to read on here, so I'll just bring you over to this monument. But he was the editor of the St. Louis Observer, and he wrote a powerful anti-slavery editorial that gained national attention. His views were not appreciated, obviously, in Missouri, which was a slave state. And in 1836, he moved his press into Alton, renamed it the Alton Observer. Pro-slavery groups repeatedly attacked Lovejoy, destroying and throwing his press into the Mississippi River 3 times. In 1837, Lovejoy was shot and killed during a riot while protecting his fourth printing press. You know, editing was his life, just like paranormal's mine. And sometimes we lose our lives for the careers that we choose or the choices that we make. Not by choice. We didn't make the choice to die. However, others try to make the choice for us because perhaps, you know, they feel like with history repeatedly, they felt threatened by Lovejoy and his writings. The writings caused hostilities for the people who didn't agree to his anti-slavery editorials about how cruel and how it's wrong. Basically, Elijah Parrish Lovejoy was a man was a man that practiced his constitutional right, the freedom of speech, press, the basic things, and people felt threatened by that. So over and over, his press was attacked, throwing in a river, and he died for his cause as an editor of a successful newspaper. Because Lovejoy, he was shot and killed during a riot protecting it. and nobody was ever committed for his murder. And Lovejoy's example inspired John Brown and sparked the ideas debated by Abraham Lincoln and Senator Stephen Douglas 21 years later, obviously, which led to the Civil War. So here's a picture. It says, broadside picture above announced in 1837, meet in the state abolition group. Lovejoy printed it in Alton shortly before his death. And in the picture, Lovejoy's fourth press arrived in Alton in 1837, November 6, and was placed under guard in the Godfrey Gilman warehouse. A mob attacked it at midnight, setting the roof ablaze and shooting Lovejoy. And this is a picture that was in the article, the original. It's not the original, this is a copy of the fire and the riot that took place, and the firemen that had arrived. But there's a lot of ghost stories associated with the monument, and that's why I wanted to take you here before I went anywhere else in the cemetery. But on November 7th, he was killed by a shotgun blast, just so people are very aware of how Lovejoy had died. It's morbid, but these are true stories. This man died for a cause, and he stuck by it. It's the only way to live. It's also the only way to make your mark on history, and this man did just that. But stories grew surrounding tales about the monument, saying that Lovejoy's apparition seen here, and other ghostly entities. I can't tell you. I obviously am only here a short time, but I'm visiting the site, and we'll put it on our website so people can enjoy this place and the nature and the quiet that exists and serenity of these historic tombs. And people say that Lovejoy was a strong-minded man. Therefore, they'd expect to see his spirit time to time wander in his memorial in death, trying to maybe defend freedom of speech or speaking his words about how, even today there's a lot of racism and cops abusing black people in America. It's a problem. And it still goes on today, despite this man's sacrifices. Let me just say that, because it has to be said. You got to do the right thing. You got to do what's right. And what's right is making history known. The history that we teach is meant for a good cause. It's meant to teach people not to make the same mistakes twice. I'll take you guys to the Haskell. You see the Haskell monument? Well, you have multiple family members. You have two family plots that were probably, where you had one family's daughter marry the other family's son. Because you have the Hayner, and then you have Haskell. And I didn't realize this, so I had to backtrack. Because what I didn't realize that this is a haunted site, the Haskell Monument, as well as the Lovejoy Monument next to it. But the ghostly happening that takes place or transpires in this area is believed to be haunted by a spirit. People call her Little Lucy Haskell, because I believe it's the ghost of a child who died from diphtheria. At about 9 years old. At least that's what the stories tell online. I don't know. I haven't looked at the records. But mostly children who come here to play or with their parents sometimes see little Lucy. And she's playful, curious, might peek out behind a tree. As far as I know, she could be watching me right now. Lucy Haskell, are you here with me? There's also a ghostly woman in black that sometimes can be glimpsed roaming the hallways of the Grand Public Mausoleum. See the mausoleum? So there's a ghost scene as well here, right next to the Haskell and the Lovejoy Monument. So all the paranormal action seems to originate from this little area. So it's important. I walked you guys. I'm going to be driving the road past here to film, so I'll make sure I go over that later on. I don't want to miss anything. I want you guys to enjoy this Alton Cemetery. But the mausoleum's close. I won't be able to get in. However, I bet roaming in there. I've heard people say there's cold spots, voices. Even in the heat of summer, people experience extreme cold. So it's pretty, I don't know, this is a pretty unique place. There's All kinds of flowers, nature. Those aren't cherries, but the tree's fruiting. It'll eventually seed. There's a bunch of trees just like this, beautiful in the cemetery. But it's humid and hot here, and I'm not used to that. We don't get much humidity where I'm at lately. So this is where the ghosts will be sighted around. Sometimes people say that there's strange lights and orbs streaking past the Lovejoy grave, also in the Haskell grave area, and the Haskell Monument area. And then you have, of course, the mausoleum, which is said to be haunted as well. See, all the ghosts you have concentrated in this area. So people are seeing orbs and strange lights. That would be the reason why. But his death had garnished national attention and was viewed by abolitionists and others as a tragic martyrdom, which caused both freedom of speech and the abolition of slavery because of this man. And Abraham Lincoln quoted saying, "Lovejoy's tragic death for freedom in every sense marked his sad and ending as the most important single event that ever happened in the New World," which is when the Civil War was won, the slaves were set free. And the plans to build this monument began in 1850. But it took 60 years to complete this. And so I'm going to go ahead and take some roads and park and do some more filming. Talk about Alton a little more in the history, how it all began. What
Can I
the?
just take out the battery?
No, dude. It's... I don't know. It just...
We got some serious ghosts in here, bro.
We had ghosts in here last night, too. Just ask Tammy. I got back from the tunnel and it started going off. Wasn't going off earlier. And then it started, just kept acting up, so... Oh. This is one way? Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop at certain areas, so... I was just looking. I'm not going anywhere.
Is that guy's name, or was he actually a priest? Calvin Henry was a priest? Is that what it's saying in the headstone?
There are priests buried here.
He debated that.
In the presidential election, Abraham Lincoln.
He debated Douglas here, right?
Yes, Douglas.
At all? Not in
Yes,
the cemetery.
not in the cemetery, but he came to this area. I mean, some of these prominent people probably knew Lincoln. There's politicians and...
He probably came on a train, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of trains that come through here. And
Springfield. Pictures of that. Did you walk down here?
oh yeah. This is haunted. They won't let anybody in it either because people damage shit. Oh shit, I thought it was that cat again. And it turned out to be a squirrel. Yes, a squirrel. Yeah, I mean, Lovejoy started an anti-slavery movement in this area with his writings, or an uproar in people. And Lincoln made some Lincoln said some words after his murder. But it's a very historic cemetery. There's a lot of monuments and little mystery too, because they said a bunch of bodies at the... I gotta find these crypts up here. See, there's a bunch of monuments, but a lot of the bodies were removed and nobody knows who took them or why. But entire bodies just gone. Casket, everything.
Probably because of the jewels or something.
Yeah.
Robbing, you know.
Uh-huh.
Probably knew that somebody was buried, say, like with the family jewels.
Yep. There we go. This is what I want up here. This is the good stuff.
I think they're going back out.
No, no.
Around, check us back out again.
There's other roads.
Still alive. I think so. I think his birth year was 1852. I don't think he's still alive.
Yeah, this area is old. Like I said, third oldest cemetery in the area.
What's the oldest one? Did you think?
I don't know, it's probably gone. It's probably just a wood cross. I think 1809. Someone was buried here, and then people, they start burying others next to these people, and then soon it gets cemetery attention or status. That's what happened. So it's very relevant to the town of Alton. Alton's pretty old. Very historic.
Most of my family in the past family cemeteries.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of that back then,
Yeah, small family cemeteries. I've been to a few. You guys got one.
Yeah, got 2 or 3.
Yeah, Tammy showed me pictures of the one cemetery.
Yeah.
I do remember. See, this is a historic section too, right here where we're at.
That's a thought too. I wonder if I croak, how I can find out if I could be buried in my family cemetery.
You'd have to talk.
I have to prove that I'm a family.
Yeah, birth certificate, family name, and then you could get approved or get status to be buried there. You got to buy a plot. No, you don't have to. It's a family cemetery, so there's no only town. Got to pay the town or whatever. It's like some cost.
Pay somebody
Tax, I think. Yeah. What? Crypts or graves, digs grave. Yeah, they got a machine. It goes a bobcat. It digs 6 feet down, and it's that wide. I've seen it done before. This cemetery doesn't look like they're burying anyone. Huh?
What? You know how much it cost me to get my mom's grave done? $1,800.
Yeah, at least. Just because you got to consider the equipment. It's like renting it per hour is really expensive. So they charge you for the rental too.
I thought the cemetery owners it.
Yeah, the cemetery.
They just charge you for using it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, we got someone coming. Can they get around me?
Nope.
Let me see. Just fucking great. I hate idiots. They could have... There's another road that splits off they could have took. She did well. She precision drove right through here. I gave her 6 inches. That's pretty good in my book. I'm used to less. Right? And I remember the pass we just went on?
Jared.
5 inches of room.
Be appropriate.
Jared, please, be appropriate. And another thing, Jared, I'm feeding you tonight. Be good, get fed. Be bad, I'll buy you a Twinkie and leave it at that. Of course, she might like a Twinkie.
What is that marker for?
A name. An S? Maybe not.
Maybe. No, there's another one there. See it over there?
There was probably something here. Oh no, each one's, maybe it's stone.
Beach is the name on the...
Each one's this, yeah.
I don't know what those mean.
There's also rumors.
No.
There's rumors that there's a homeless population that sleeps in the crypts too.
Yeah.
They're used to back in the day. That's why they think maybe the coffins were cleared out for the living.
37 and 1850. April 18th, 1850 to April 18th, 1850. That person had to...
This is an old monument.
See, these ain't that old.
Right, these are newer. I don't know if they're burying anyone here anymore. A lot of broken stone. I'm also looking for the Bell family gravesite. And I'm not sure where that is, but there's a tale about a young girl was buried here, Sarah Bell, who died when she was 10. And there's a small limestone marker that was placed on the family plot to mark her grave, which vanished. A lot of things vanish in this cemetery. And her mother was very obviously sad by this happening and occurrence. You would be if your kid's grave was stolen as well. Maybe a little baffled. But after the mother died, a short time later, an apparition of a lady in black was seen walking in the area of the Bell family plot. So do you know what I think? Is that the cemetery is also haunted by this little girl's mother. Obviously, it's been proposed that, and I think the same thing. Maybe no more, but the fact is this is a haunted cemetery. And a beautiful one at that in Illinois, along the hills of the Mississippi. This is ancient land. The natives first came here and built villages along these. A lot of the graves are bruised and broken, like this, for example. You can see it's like a jungle out here. That's why Bigfoot's sighted in regions like this. Who's going to go down there and find anything significant? Think about it. That's broken as well. There's a bunch of broken ones right in here. Look at that. Right on top. Could have been a cross. But the Sarah Bell family ghost story goes on many years later. And there is a man in Edwardsville, Illinois. It's about 18 miles from here. Contacted the cemetery wanting to return a tombstone he had found buried in his backyard. He dug it up because he was trying to dig a new foundation for his home, obviously. The stone turned up to be Sarah Bell. It's missing for over 100 years. Maybe somebody stole the tombstone and dumped it there. Why? Maybe it was found by chance. I don't always believe in coincidence, so perhaps there's a reason why that gravestone was found. But it was found buried practically in the middle of the wilderness where some guy built his homestead. And obviously he gave it back and it was returned. But it had been missing over 100 years. And had been returned, and the lady in black soon to disappear. There's the ghost of Sarah Bell that used to haunt this cemetery, or her mother. There's a strange story. Her gravestone came up missing, and a guy 18 miles from here was building a foundation for a home and was digging for the foundation and found her tombstone buried underground. And it was returned 100 years later. It's like, what the hell? You know, this was in the 1800s that someone took the stone. Crazy, huh?
Yeah. So these are really old.
There's a bunch of ghost stories with this place. That's why it's so famous, because here in Alton, you can walk in this place. It's public, you know. A lot of historic sites are very welcoming for the ghost tours and things, but there's other places it's like, nope, off limits. You know, locked up tight, like the McPike Mansion. I mean, those people will let you in the basement. They'll let you in, but when it comes to showing you the rest of the house, then they're like, "No, take a tour, take one of our tours, camp." This area has been settled for thousands of years, and the European Americans, when they were building the city, obviously erecting St. Louis, they found artifacts. For example, the Piasa bird painted on the cliffs. There were signs that the Native Americans had lived here. It's an ancient site, but for thousands of years, they found baskets, broken clay pots, arrowheads for hunting. The natives left many artifacts. For example, Cahokia. The Cahokia Mound City was almost as large as London. And it met its demise, I think around 1300. It just disappeared. These trees broke. Probably fell in one of the vicious storms out here. But there's historic accounts that the natives were here or had occupation by the Illinois Confederacy at the time of the European contact. Earlier Native American settlement is demonstrated, obviously, by the artifacts they had found, and some along these bluffs that are above the Mississippi. The river's just below this hill. I mean, that's when I'm standing on a hill. And the Piasa is an ancient bird painted on a cliff. Kind of like a thunderbird, in my opinion. That's how I would compare it to. Just a very large bird that the natives were aware about and depicted throughout the world, actually. And it's first written in 1673 by a French missionary, by Father J. Marquette. I say J because I can't really pronounce his name. I don't speak Espanol very well. But I do speak history. You know, it's just a beautiful cemetery. Just be careful. Like you said, it's on a hill. There's some holes and rocks. I live near the Sierras and Lake Tahoe, so I'm definitely used to this kind of terrain. Bunch of graves near the wall, too. Another broke. Hill overlooks many neighborhood houses, and you have gravestones just on the edge of the wall ready to fall off. You ever see anything like that? It's pretty crazy. So French explorers actually came through this area. They would have hiked through these hills, exploring this location before even the cemetery was here. They may even buried some of their own who had died, because illness was obviously brought here. The men weren't very healthy traveling by ship, and Native Americans often fought with explorers who came through this wild country. Yeah, well, I think I lost 5 pounds. Let's be optimistic. 5 today. I plan on drinking more than 1 beer. I might just drink a few of those babies tonight and sit in the jacuzzi. That's what I might do.
Mississippi.
Yeah, yep. Missouri, Illinois, and Mississippi rivers. I didn't know that this was the confluence area.
Yeah.
So obviously the Native American culture here would have been booming. There would have been giant Native American cities.
Yeah, this is where.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is where Lewis and Clark set off on their.
Yeah.
It's right near here, the park, the Lewis and Clark area.
Yeah, it was
Where
down
they
on
set
the
off?
tree
Yeah.
where I showed you that tower was.
Pocahontas.
They have
Or Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, yeah.
Or Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Oh,
Or like liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
oh yeah.
Say that.
Conversation.
That's what my saloon's gonna say when you enter the door. Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
We'll have to make time on Monday before we take the car back to vacuum out.
Make some time because I got it dirty down some dirt roads today.
Right there on Pontoon Road and 111.
Oh,
I would just take the taxes.
yeah.
Illinois taxes are higher.
Wow.
These are some really old graves here.
Yeah, right in here. Wow.
They hear another crash with a bunch of stuff falling.
I think I'm supposed to see Lola.
Huh?
I have to eat her ass out all the time about opening the door because mosquitoes are so prevalent. It's crazy. Mosquitoes are crazy this year. And she'll stand there with the door open like
Guys, I farted.
you know? They got a doggy door, so the son of a bitch down, let it, you know?
What's
What are you looking for now?
His recorder is going off. You didn't hear it?
Going off?
Yeah, it was playing.
You said on the son of a bitch again. Recording your friends.
Oh my God! I can barely
All
reach
the
down there to get
time.
that damn stuff.
Getting old, Junior.
Old and forgetful.
There's Junior and there's Junior.
Just scattered.
No, that's Rick
Here's-
Jr. That's Lord Rick Jr. I am Mini Lord Rick Jr.
Are you comparing him to his other son?
Maybe.
Look,
I am his son.
I'm telling you, I lost weight.
you
My
got
pants
two
are
of
fitting.
yourself.
I lost weight. My pants are fitting, guys. They're falling. That's good. I can go up another belt size. Losing weight,
Well,
hopping around
God
the
bless
cemetery.
me with a hook, so I'm all right.
See, I get to drive in the hills right now.
Sherlock.
That's what I wanted, to drive in the
Shit.
hills.
Right? No shit, Sherlock.
Pfeifenberger. That was
Remember Dale? Used to work with Romer Excursion.
Romer's Christian. Yeah.
He had about 26 letters in his, every letter in the alphabet, I think.
We got other ways to go.
Yeah, you need to go around that other way so we can find that other entrance on the other side where the military shit is.
Yeah, the military is the good stuff.
Well, I don't know if it's a good stuff. It's kind of the stuff that I'm interested in. But I mean, you know, you're doing your thing. So don't worry
Moritz,
about
that
me.
was the name of that doctor that did all that surgery on my ear.
Who?
Moritz.
The doctor's buried here? Your doctor?
I doubt it.
I
He's
don't
probably
know
not
who it
dead
is.
yet. I think it's probably down here and over on that, because I think that's, watch this trim work here. You don't want to get your
Sticking
wheels
out.
up against that.
Oh
Get a
no.
flat,
Get
be
stuck.
sitting here. And I don't want to be here all night in the fucking cemetery. Hey, you, Jared,
What?
be here all night in the haunted cemetery? I guess we can't go this way. This is a turnaround, dumbass.
You got to-
Not you. I'm talking about myself. No, that ain't a road. That's a path to walk up.
Is there some good stuff here?
I don't think so. This is all newer shit, I think.
What is that
There's
up
down
on
there.
that hill?
Look, down there.
Down
That's
where?
the road.
Down here?
Yeah, but you gotta
Yeah,
go
but
around
we
there.
gotta go out and we gotta take that road
Oh, no,
down
no,
there.
no, no. Look up at the hill. There's the cannon on the hill.
Yeah, well,
This is it. Right here. See the cannon?
No, I just see trees.
There's a cannon, dude.
I believe you.
And it says Struble.
Okay.
somebody's,
Well, I was just gonna say the military is probably down where that flag is, so you can
Oh.
probably hit it from the front. But if you want to go up and look at the cannon, and then we can
True.
drive down to the military.
somebody
That's
mowed,
fine.
Somebody mowed part of that. I guess you can bring the mower out here and mow your own grave if you want.
And leave high grass in other
Well,
areas?
look. Ain't that what it looks like?
Of your own.
Yeah.
Just one path down through there? But
Right.
why would any caretaker do that?
They probably have a caretaker here, though, because of the historic value.
Tammy, when I croak, bury me where you live.
They give me ghost
Go over
tours
and
here.
Mow my grass every day.
Where's the camera? Is
It's
that? Oh, is that
personal,
it?
Oh, but the blower is.
I
It
turned the
was.
blower off. Okay. Sorry. Jared, grab my EMF, please. I want to see something.
There is a cannon up here. Already am. Who's this?
So in the 19th century, Alton was developed as a river town. Like I said, the confluence of three rivers are located here by a Rufus Easton in 1818, who was named it after his son. Easton ran a passenger ferry, went across the Mississippi and Missouri shores. Alton is located in, like I said, Alton was a river town, so it was bustling at a very, very early on once the ferry came through here, because it's built on the bluffs of the waterfront of the Mississippi River. Beautiful history here. When we go back down on the road, never mind, when I take it out here, this over back here, I'll just walk there. I'm not lazy. Look, folks, this is what we want to see. Well, there's a stairwell right here, look, that goes down to it. You see it? That's the Civil War cemetery. That's insane. Look, see the stairwell across? If we walk up here, or I can drive around to it, it's up to you. You're going to either go up or down, it doesn't matter. If you go up, you go down. You go down, you go up. Same concept. So it's up to you. You go through here, you still got to go back up and out. You start at the bottom, you still got to go back out. But that's the military portion. Little overgrown. Oh, I just stepped on a wall. Wow. There's a road that goes down. Hey, the road goes right here where the stairwell is. So you're going to have to help me find out how to get to that road right there. It's very overgrown here, though. Holy shit, there's walls everywhere I'm tripping on. Well, massive grain elevators were built around here and in the railroad tracks to dump the grain off, and obviously a town was established. You had ferries meeting up with the river. Some people believe that St. Louis area or region would be the next capital of the U.S. if there was no Washington, D.C. Because it's up in the hills of Illinois, Missouri. It's up in the area along the Mississippi River, right here, in the Illinois, in the state of Illinois and Missouri. Because St. Louis has expanded into Illinois. It's such a big city. And so this would be the next Washington, D.C. typically. And this cemetery, obviously, was relevant in its time. But it was a town for abolitionists. And therefore a lot of free slaves came here to this town to take action and protest. That's why the St. Louis area is so known for its protests against police brutality and racism. And so people that are buried here stood against that, stood against bullies, basically. It's sad we live in a society where there's bullies, but we do. We do. Here lies Elmer Williams, born 1918, passed away 1992. So burials did transpire in the 1990s. You should have no trouble versing this heat. You lived in Florida, 100-degree days, 100% humidity, and we still went out and hiked and everything for hours. You're going to sweat. Nothing wrong with a good sweat, man. Lose some pounds, feel good. And start the year.
Check your pockets.
I have to. I get discombobulated. I have my mind on it. Well, see. Oh, yeah, that's right. See, the thing is, I got my mind on aliens and ghosts. And in chicken wings and pizza and nature butterflies, too.
Yeah. Well, we gotta wait till she's coming now. She's gotta follow us out.
Okay, she's...
I don't know about this.
I don't know about it either, but I'm willing to give it a little try, you know what I'm saying?
Just don't take the bumper off.
I got inches.
They'll frown on that.
I got inches to spare. I think I did it. Inches to spare.
Well, your eyes are better than mine.
No, it's okay. He used to.
No,
they're not.
I see things.
Our eyes are the same.
You guys are blind.
I can't see worth shit anyway.
I see things.
Two eyes, one eye.
You know what? You
She
guys
just put some flowers right here.
Guys, guess what?
Yeah.
That's
You know
nice.
how the doctors say you have 20 eyesight? Well, guess what? I have 100 out of 100 eyesight. I'm like,
That means you're blind.
Look at that.
right?
Get
The higher
your
the
window
number, the
open.
blinder you are.
You almost got hit in the face.
You know that?
What?
The higher the number is, the more blind you are.
Well, I'm not blind.
This road.
Then it's
I have
opposite.
80/100 in my right eye, and I have 20/20 in the
Oh,
left.
well, guess what? I have zero. I was zero.
So I have one good one.
Yeah.
That road is over there. I'm telling you, it's over here.
I think you're spoofing me, bullshit.
No, look up here.
Oh, did we pass this before? Yeah, we
we
did
passed
to the
this
right. Oh, okay. Because I just noticed that broken cross.
Went around.
Yeah, because I mean the cemetery where the war. Well, it's the veterans part is down here at the bottom, and then they put the towns, the townsfolk up at the top of the hill.
Well, the veterans are probably everybody that was either Civil War or whatever war. I think.
No, this is very overgrown. There's a lot of ivy. There's
Well,
even
there's
some
ivy,
poisonous
it's low.
plants. Some of the plants are poisonous here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to get us down there either, but that's all right.
Yeah. This is the road.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nenninger.
Yeah, because here's the stairwell right here. See the stairwell? I seen this from up above. And this is the oldest section of the cemetery is right here. These are all the old stuff, so this is the part I really want.
These ain't old.
I gotta find a place to park.
Them ain't old.
Oh, I can park right up here.
Careful.
Oh, whoa. Woo! That was a hair. Alright.
Huskinson.
Just by a hair. We can park right in this area. That way we're off the road. Be safer than sorry and get hit.
Too much up on the grave, though.
There we go.
They haunt you.
I got news for you. They already do haunt me. Everybody's haunted to an extent, even if it's just their family. We all
This ain't the
carry
way
our
down
little
to the. This ain't the way down there, though.
Yeah, the stairwell.
No, get that.
No, there you could drive in down there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The street.
Well, the top portion is better to start with from the top, right?
I'll have a six-pack.
I don't care.
It's better to start on top than from the bottom.
I know.
You guys start at the bottom, got to go to the top, yeah.
I don't know. It all looks the same to me.
It does in cemetery and bazillion graves, right? They all start looking the same when you go to a cemetery this large. But I have no room. We can't block it.
Got your key. Gotten away and it's rolling.
Fixing a veteran's grave.
Yeah.
That's nice of you to do.
Yeah.
Paranormal Ghost Society does good things for good people. If you sting us, we kick your ass, right? Action Jackson? Always up for Action Jackson. Asshole Jackson. Go on, Action Jackson, and if you get hurt, it's on you.
Alright, I want to see something. Oh, yeah.
No, dude, don't.
Look how far that jumping. You ready? Ready for this?
Yeah.
Dude, I slid in.
Yeah. You're crazy, but you're also younger. Better you than me.
Almost ate it. Now look. So this is what happened.
Boys
I
will
was
be
running,
boys, right?
And then I jumped in.
Okay. Shh. Within 2 weeks of the American Civil War, Alton played a huge role, as they had an important role in the infamous Camp Jackson affair, which evicted the Missouri governor, Claiborne Fox Jackson, from office. And then, of course, the state of Missouri's nominal neutrality was tested. And then, of course, during the Civil War, they needed higher security. Therefore, they built a garrison with several detachments, mostly a force from the 2nd Infantry under Captain Nathaniel Lyon. When the reports came through that Governor Jackson intended to use the Missouri Volunteer Militia to attack the arsenal, capture 39 to 40,000 small arms, Secretary of War Simon Cameron ordered Lyon to evacuate the majority of the munitions here in Illinois. 21,000 guns were secretly evacuated to Alton in 1861, and then the first penitentiary in Illinois was built in Alton, supposedly nearer on this site. And it says there's a few foundations or stone remnants near the river. I'm not sure if they mean this cemetery is near the river. You can see it from here, or if it's on the river. They weren't very specific where it could be, but it extended the Churchill, which is near where we're located. And during the Civil War, Union forces used it to hold prisoners of war. 12,000 were held here. And during the smallpox epidemic in 1863 and 64, about 2,200 men had died and were buried on Smallpox Island. I don't know how to get over there, but I read recently it's all under. There's a mass grave on the north side of Alton that holds all the Confederate soldiers. They were all buried in one tomb, or those who died from the epidemic and are buried on Smallpox Island, which is a spooky little island near here that has mass graves and is said to be haunted. So this whole area is really haunted. And when the Confederate prisoners escaped, they tried to cross the Mississippi back to the slave state of Missouri. So there's a lot, this area was very conflicted. Sometimes when there's EMF frequency, it means there's a ghost nearby, or it's just your camera. Of course, mine doesn't usually get set off by it.
Or it's a crap ton of power lines.
Yeah, if you're too close to power lines, it's a no-go, or electricity. But if you're in like the middle of nowhere and it goes off, or like you could keep hiking and following it, and then it dead ends, and then it disappears. It's something in the area.
It's something electrical.
Well, EMF's natural. There's EMF that is given by power lines too. It's everywhere, your refrigerator and everything else. But if it's found somewhere where it's not supposed to be, that could be the cause for cancer too. So it goes beyond just looking for like energy anomalies. But I use it time to time. It works.
We found the cause of cancer. You read that recently?
Huh? What?
A deficiency in vitamin B17.
Really? I did not know that. That's not good. I hope I don't got cancer from all this EMF activity going on here. It's pretty quiet. Anybody's here, give me a sign that you're here. Please talk into the recorder. I'm gonna run down there real quick.
Go for it.
Wait for me. All right. Okay, you win. Like Rocky.
Diamond took you a picture.
Like Rocky Balboa. Instead of my gloves, I got an EVP recorder and a camera in my hand.
Ready?
Yeah.
Stand and move. Ready? One more.
Gotta look like I'm a summoner. Like I'm on.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's funny. We're downtown, Alton, Illinois. It's humid, it's a jungle, and it's a place where monsters roam. Bigfoot,
Don't look down.
Momo.
Look.
Dude, there's a plaque in the front, look.
I know. Look how low it is. Dude, it's
How do we,
low.
hey,
Oh no, around here.
how can we get to this front of the cemetery?
Around.
Come around, jump up and jump down.
Ready? Action, Jackson.
Action, Jackson.
Alright. Oh, Dad, look, the crits. What's that? The permit? Oh.
No, just get a picture in the front.
Okay.
No, you come here.
Oh.
One at a time, one at a time. I want to look at the plaques. Yes. Around 700,000 Union and Confederate soldiers had died in the Civil War between 1861 and 1865. As the death toll rose, cemeteries like these were built to accommodate the soldiers who had perished, Union and Confederate. The Confederate graves were more of they just mass grave buried them because this was not this place, they did not take well to Confederacy here, and the penitentiary was built near her for that reason. And so national cemeteries, or the military burial grounds, came in the Omnibus Act of 1862 in July, and land could be used as a national cemetery for soldiers who die in the service of our country. 14 national cemeteries were established in 1862, and I've been to a few, but this is a national cemetery here in Alton. So yes, it's very significant, historical, and haunted. By 1873, military post cemeteries on the western frontier joined the National Cemetery System. And then the National Cemeteries Act of 1973 transferred 82 Army cemeteries, including 12 of the 14, which is now part of National Cemetery Administration. But it was Congress that funded the national cemeteries, putting walls up, replacing grave markers, lodges. But that's in general. Union forces in Illinois commanded the steamboat city of Alton sailed south and at midnight tied up the St. Louis wharf under the command of Captain James Stokes. 700 volunteer soldiers loaded 21,000 small arms, artillery, gunpowder, ammunition aboard. They steamed back to Alton. From there, the supplies went by rail to Springfield. Later would be distributed to the Union. Over the course of the Civil War, about 5,000, nearly 5,000 Madison County residents form a almost 5,000 Madison County residents formed 20 companies in the Illinois regiments for the Civil War. The Union Army maintained a garrison and hospital in Alton. Women volunteers, nurses in 1863 formed the Ladies Loyal League of Alton. Members knitted socks and organized a fair that raised money, sent food to the soldiers. And in Alton Military Prison, a converted state penitentiary, housed the Confederate prisoners just below this hill of the cemetery between 1862 to 65. A soldier's lot in Alton Cemetery was served for the first burial ground for Union soldiers who died in the military hospital or aboard river boats. In 1866, there are in the National Cemetery 163 graves. 12 are unknown. Since it was located in a cemetery already, there was not a superintendent needed. However, that led to vandalism, and the government paid $30 per year to maintain its graves. They were marked with permanent marble headstones in the late 1870s. After lengthy negotiation, U.S. Army took the title, but they purchased the parcel in 1940 and in exchange agreed to build an Art Deco style entrance with a speaker stand. Was completed in 41 using Works Projects Administration funds, which cost $20,000. During this time, 49 Union soldiers were interred here, and elsewhere in the city cemetery were moved to this location. By 48, the lot was designated as a national cemetery. In 1890, Alton Post 441 of the Grand Army of the Republic, a Union veterans organization, erected a monument overlooking the soldiers' lot. It's the canyon. The monument consisted of an artillery tube atop a rough-faced granite base. One side says the Union dead, the other is Dulce Ector Decorum est pro patria Mori. It is sweet and glorious to die for one's country. So we're going to go back up here. The Gettysburg Address, addressed by 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth in the continent. Awesome. The cost of freedom. More than 3 million men fought in the Civil War. 2% of the population, or more than 620,000, died in it. Many of the civilian and Union war soldiers died of disease in Alton or on board steamboats passing up the Mississippi. So they're found here and even make it to land, these poor men. During the war, several units were assigned to serve as guards at the Alton Federal Military Prison, including the 13th U.S. Infantry, 77th Ohio Infantry, 37th Iowa Infantry, 10th Kansas Infantry, and 144th Illinois Infantry. Formed in Alton specifically to serve as prison guards, the Illinois 144th was almost completely made up of Alton area residents. Tree found those graves. There's just a lot of history, and I just read it to you guys. I'm not looking to get anything out of this. If it helps educate people, fantastic. The road's a little noisy, but if it educates others, it means we've done something good. People got to write term papers. They can kind of correlate this. People also died a lot from smallpox when it came through. More broken stones. They do give ghost tours. Sometimes it's almost Halloween, so expect to see a lot more people looking around for spirits. My girlfriend's dad said to me today, "You're scattered like me." He goes, "But the only difference is," he goes, I'm 70, you're 41. It's like, well, I was like, my mind's on aliens, ghost, Bigfoot, you know. You just shout out some paranormal word just to let them know that, yeah, you're not in the here and now because you're concentrating on going off in the cemetery, finding something really cool like the black lady or the black cloak lady that haunts this damn place. But it's very quiet here, a little eerie, humid. Obviously, this is a rainforest or jungle type of atmosphere. It's very lush, overgrown, poison plants in some areas, but still very pretty historic cemetery and one of the main sites in Alton you should visit since Alton's declared to be one of the most haunted cities in the Midwest. It's right here. It's a nice cemetery. There's some historic plaques I was reading.
Where, down there?
Yeah, a lot of these men that are buried here died on the riverboat from their injuries and never made it to land. So these are mostly men who were on steamboats that died from the Civil War, injuries, smallpox, other diseases. Yeah, it's very historic. Like I said, it's well worth coming here. This is talked about on a lot of websites, this cemetery.
My dad, how long was it going to take us to get through the zoo?
I don't know about the zoo.
Oh, more than an hour.
How long? 8 hours?
How thoroughly you want to see it. You can go through in 2 hours. You can go through in 6 or 8 hours.
But it costs a lot of money. Oh, probably not, because they don't want you going out on the animals or feeding them. Most people don't like that. Check that
Place got a creepy vibe. Look. Chief Topographical Engineer for the United States Army. It's a nice monument.
He probably was
1794.
Get out, really?
1794 to 1864.
Wow.
I'm 90 years old.
He lived his life, huh?
probably was on a riverboat.
Maybe.
On several because of the topographical engineer.
Right. As we have here, it's the pre-mantis climbing all aboard.
Really old.
He's jumping off stuff and sliding down railings, and he's ripping his pants. So he's doing it to himself.
I didn't. Dude,
Right?
I just jumped down there and
That's his doing.
No, I jumped down there and I went to go turn around and I went like this, and it just
Skinny
split.
pants ain't the most stylish thing.
No, they're not.
They don't look becoming on you. Or whatever you want to call it.
Well,
Maybe we go back to the hotel so I can get shorts, actual shorts.
she had brought shorts.
You were not that close to the hotel.
I'm not close, and I'm not going back.
You just have to be careful about where
You
you
can see my wiener sticking out.
Dude, you got underwear underneath. Look, man, look. I've gone half naked in public with ripped jeans to the ankles, just walking like a cowboy, like chaps. And guess what? I survived, you'll survive.
Dad, guess what I just found?
Just don't tell anybody about it. No.
Don't open your legs and say, hey, I got a hole here, you want to see? I mean, come on, just keep your legs closed.
That'll get you locked up.
Keep your just keep your legs closed and you don't have to worry about nothing.
Alright.
Start opening your legs, you know, you might get some sicko looking.
Put your shirt back on.
Yeah, put your shirt on
Right.
so other men don't look at you in St. Louis and think, boy, that boy's older than he looks.
Is that a cricket?
Yeah, I think so. It's black.
Oh, there's a praying mantis crawling on the stones.
Oh, yeah.
I got a photo that you
better
could sell
photos
for like $1,000, man.
No, Dad.
It's a $1,000
Dad,
photo.
my photos are better.
Of a praying mantis.
Put it up in my living room. It's priceless. I'll sell it. Keep it for myself, that photo.
This one's better.
Guys will be guys. They want to see the insects fighting each other and action, and adventure.
Back here.
Yeah, we're done. I'm gonna work our way out of this place and leave this place soon. I just wanted to be thorough and see it all. Spend some time here.
Good deal.
Whoa, that's a creepy looking spider. Where'd you get that at?
Oh no, yeah.
Daddy
One
Longlegs?
on the tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that.
Or inside the
Ghost.
cemetery.
We got some goat. We got a ghost problem. We got ghost in here.
Or something.
Stop. Down you go, boy.
Or something.
Something. Yeah. The engine. The engine puts off a lot of EMF, or the power in the dashboard. So you know it works.
Well, theoretically, it does, yeah. Right?
Yep. Dude, this is a nice cemetery. I have no complaints about this place. It's a nice place.
Somebody just put hearts on that one.
That's a newer one.
Mm-hmm.
So they still are burying people, I'm guessing. But it's slowed down.
Well, yeah, if there's family plots in here, I guess they're forever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Can we turn on the air and close the windows?
Sir, the windows are closed.
No. Can we roll up the window, please? It's really hot.
Well, I'm trying to make sure
You
that.
gotta kind of watch the walls, I think.
I got you. No, Dad, you're fine on this side.
Yeah,
Don't.
you got this side.
Yeah,
Just
you
worry
got
about
tons of
that
room on
corner.
this side, dude.
You don't want to take off the bumper.
Right? That would be bad.
That's a hairpin turn, if I'd say.
I think you can go straight through and go out there.
Yeah.
Came in over there,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Oh, this is
Redbird,
fine.
you see him fly across there?
This stupid thing. There you go. Oh, look at this inscribed one, too. Right here. This is a nice one. And underneath, there's one, but it's broken. Jeez.
Sure, I'm gonna take this
Dude, you are way too
picture.
No, I am.
Stone, Greer,
I think we got,
spear. Yeah.
looks like to me, we got basically the whole cemetery. That's good.
I wouldn't say the whole, but we got a lot. You got a lot. Didn't get any do this, but that's all right.
You know, I'm
Along for the ride.
I'll tell you what, I'm very bad.
Camaraderie.
Do you know what baffles me the most? There's supposed to be,
Squirrel.
hey, there's, where?
Whip
On
it.
the tree.
What tree?
Do you see the two trees right there?
The chair.
Yes.
You see it? The second one?
Oh, yes, I see. Okay.
Yeah, just between them.
He doesn't like me, that little squirrel, does he?
I don't think they're worried about too much of anybody.
Not up there.
I see people all the time.
Probably owls in those trees. There he is, he's looking at me. He just peeked his head around.
I used to eat them when I was a kid.
See him?
I think it was him.
What?
Or was it you?
Oh, you just.
You know what baffles me, though? We never found the crypts. Where the...
I think they're in that
Inside the mausoleum.
mausoleum.
Oh, yeah, maybe they built it to protect them, and that's why they lock it. Because they set up on the hill, the crypts were all cracked open. So they probably... You're right.
Yeah, if vandals got in there, they probably did try to
Mm-hmm.
screw with them, you know?
Ellen Priest, yeah. I need to get a picture at the front gate, hon. You don't have to
Is
get
this
up.
the front gate?
No.
This is the side gate.
Right here, the front gate. There's the Mississippi right down the hill.
Mighty Mississippi.
There's the bridge. What is that bridge? Railroad or cars?
Cars.
Oh.
Goes over to Missouri.
Straight
Follow
or
him.
left?
Follow him.
Okay, go to the left. This is downtown Alton right here.
Yeah, there's the Wedge Bank. See
Wedge
it?
Bank, yeah. Nice piece
See
of
why they
architecture.
call it Wedge?
Because of the wedge at the corner.
Purple limousine.
The cave. I want to go to the cave. Piazza, Grand Piazza Body Art. Piazza. Speak my own language when I'm up
We're
here.
not Italian here. That's a native word. Piazza.
Oh, man.
You're Dago. That's why you're saying piazza.
That's right.
That's short for pizza. That's on there.
Pizza body yacht at the Italian.
Fucking dago. Right? There's the flour mill. Remember I told you the flour
Yeah, the flour mill.
Yeah.
Man, that place is abandoned. We could go explore.
I think they still use it.
Huh. Big open
Where
windows.
people,
There's rats in
barges
there, huh?
come in
Rats?
with grain and stuff on it, and they mill flour.
But there's rats probably in there.
I'm sure
Huh?
there's. Yeah.
I won't get no flour from there. I'm not a rodent guy. I hate
You probably
rodents.
get all your.
Where you get flour
Yeah,
is going to have
Right.
rodents.
They don't sell it there.
Oh.
They make it in bulk, and probably the same outfit that you get your flour from buys from them, or a place like that.
That's a creepy looking
So
mill.
you're probably eating rat shit anyways.
Jeez.
Better than eating bad shit. Maybe.
Better than eating guano, eat rat shit, survive. Or get the plague and die.
Right.
Yeah, I see lots of rats in our investigations.
I just cussed. I'm sorry.
Dude, you're scaring me by cussing.
Dad, no, it stinks.
Who stinks? You? That's a nice
I
mill.
smell like rotten
Yeah, that
eggs.
place looks in good shape. There's windows and lights. It's operable.
Yeah. So you're gonna follow
To the right?
No, stay
To the
straight
left.
ahead.
Okay, straight.
There's where the famous Lincoln Douglas debate was.
Where?
Where the Lincoln Douglas statues are.
Right there. Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, that's where the debate was held? Right here?
Have to remember that when you come back through here.
Such a liar. Dude, you're lying.
Oh my god.
Man
no,
up.
I
Take
just
credit
shot
for it. You crap yourself?
You shit in your pants, right? You got extra holes now. It don't stay in long. I'm just joking with you, Junior.
It's okay to joke around, Jared. It makes the day go by nicer. Trust me. There's got to be humor in everything you do.
You'd be crazy.
It's only funny if it's about somebody else. Right, Jake?
Is that a boat I see over there? That's a boat.
That's the Alton Bell. That's a gambling one.
Oh. I'll be
I'm
damned.
out and shut my boots shit up your
I
ass.
think it's the only one that actually is a boat.
No.
Like I said last time,
Somebody's making fun of you.
they built a building.
I was asking you a question.
Okay, now make a scene.
There's a lot of ferries on the river, huh?
You want to
Oh,
make
yeah.
a scene? I'll make a
Barges
scene.
are
I'll
big,
make you
huh?
look horrible.
Oh, the barges are.
That's one of the main.
Look, these people are still going through it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Jesus, man. Wow. That if I would have went out, I'd have got hit by them running red light.
Yeah, got to be careful.
That's crazy shit. Those are solid caves as long as you don't go where the hazard area is.
As long as the rock don't hit you on the head, you're fine.
They're solid until they fall apart.
They'll probably seal it eventually and nobody will access them. There's a lot of hiker footprints in there from hikers and explorers, but I wasn't going to go any further. I just went in a few hundred feet, filmed, and then came out, took a few pics and came out.
I did, but a couple people died in there.
Yeah, I think they had some fatalities.
Yeah, because there's
whether it was intended or accidental. But
there's holes leading up to the top of the.
That's where they load the flour on the barges.
On the
That's why
barges.
that goes across there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See
I got it.
pipe over there?
Yep. Sifts down.
Blows out.
Well,
Smell the flour. If you kind of get a whiff of it every now and then. It smells
there.
like
Did,
yeasty, you know?
There are 10 monsters in this area that have been sighted since ancient times, and they're all weird creatures. So I believe there's truth to it. I believe that there's actually a giant bird around here. But when I was in the cave, I went deeper and deeper, and I couldn't believe how many different tunnels there are to explore. Just left the Piasa bird site. You know, I just want to go over a few cryptids, like I said. I wanted to go deeper in the cave, but I'll tell you what, I'm respectful, so I've seen enough to know that those caves are extensive, and it's possible those bird-like creatures or cryptids lived in that cave at one time. Oh, wow.
What? Oh, it says keep off. Dang it. Is it saying on every side?
Oh, we can still sit down. Wow. Martha.
I was gonna say Mary.
Martha Lincoln.
So this is the square
Mary
that
Todd.
Mary Todd.
this is the square that they.
Yeah.
This is where they debate.
And what's funny is, look, Pius Photo Service. They've basically taken the legend, and all the businesses are named after the Pius here.
Yeah, that's right.
But look, Pius, the Roosevelt Bank. They have all the businesses in here, right?
That's a
Probably
good day
do,
when it's Piazza.
They probably
Piazza.
these are all the donors.
I went roaming the Piazza Caves.
These are all the
Yeah,
donors
they
for this
probably
park.
give money for this square.
See where there's life and music company on. This is they probably use it for outdoor.
Look at the church up on the hill. Everything's nearby. The McPike Mansion, the cemetery, and the Pius Bird are all within a mile or two of each other. All the sites we went today.
Isn't that a pretty building?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see many left like that. Not this style. But a lot of towns, like where we're in California, where we go, will have downtown with brick buildings and then historic homes around them. You know, it's just a lot of history from like St. Louis all the way out to California. Just a lot of history.
Take a picture of the welcome to Alton sign.
Might as well while we do.
Here. You can take a pic.
Go down to the light down there.
So what do you want to do after this? I mean, we're done. We went to
Yeah, why don't I take your picture while we're down here so that I don't get all the
Car that gets out of that little canyon.
Lincoln Square. It's where the debate was held in Alton. The last debate was held here, right? And
For the election.
yeah, for the election. Ah, that's history, definitely. You're right there, that square. I like that. That was nice. That's good stuff. We gotta wait. Shit. This is terrible here. I don't want to get hit. That's what I'm scared of, getting run over.
Up over that building.
Yeah. There's a ghost story about that church.
I think that's a Catholic.
It's like the most haunted city in Illinois, supposedly.
It's not that church, it's the
Oh.
United Presbyterian Church.
Oh, okay.
Catholic church.
Someday we'll get to go. Someday.
We're going to Cahokia Mountain Saturday.
Yes. All terrain means, whoa. I'm not on glass. I don't walk on glass. I don't do that.
Wino.
But snow, jungle, mountains, woods. That's it. I'll walk on the hot coals. I'm a game for that. Get me on board for that shit. You only live once.
Go do it, Skippy.
I go in the caves, go look for a monster, a bird that eats men. I go look in there. That's what I did. I went in the caves and I was looking for the devourer of man. So I could tell people I took it on, you know. I'm like, yeah, I went in that cave alone. Yeah.
If she didn't love me, she'd hate me.
You can't have them both. Love or hate. I know some marriages that are like that. Love and hate. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, right? Welcome to Alton.
That's that amphitheater thing I was telling you about, Tammy, where they had the concerts.
I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd be visiting Alton. I mean, I've heard about this place for years, but the caves are ancient. That's an ancient site, and the mansion's phenomenal. That's a very beautiful mansion. That cemetery, it's also a very gorgeous cemetery. A lot of nature there. So those were good places to go. Those were worthwhile places, but Cahokia is at the top of my list. I can't wait to see Cahokia.
Like Indian folklore.
Oh yeah.